make sure your head's right. This is not easy.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to me jumping back on the phones and putting a headset on, especially for acquisitions. Like, I'd hate to say very few are cut out for this, but very few are cut out for this for an extended period of time and doing it consistently.
Yeah.
So I would say you need to work on what's up here, because ultimately where you're at in your headspace is going to be the results that you get.
Are you a bit of a sadomasochist in that you enjoy cold calling?
I hate cold calling.
You hate cold calling. And
Yeah.
I want to bring this up because you're in a way looking forward to cold calling,
Yeah.
but you hate it.
Yeah. So I still get a rush today when I get to the close. I get butterflies. I get the bubble guts. Like, I still get it today.
Yeah.
When that feeling goes away, I will ultimately have to put the phone down.
Yeah.
But
So-
I love it.
So you don't look forward to picking up the phone and calling, but you really enjoy the feeling of the close, the victory.
I like the whole. I preach the one 5-step my 5-step sales process. It's intro, fact find, pitch, quote, close. I love all of it.
All right. So for everyone that's listening, let's dive a little deeper into each of the 5 steps.
Yeah.
So the intro.
Yep.
Let's talk about the intro.
Quick and simple. You want to know who they are, who you are, the point of the phone call, and you want to set expectations, right? And what I, on the intro, am trying to get people to do, because as we all know, these are not one-call closes.
Right.
So we put
Unless I'm on it.
Unless Tony's on it, right? So in the beginning, what I like to do every single time is I like to get the seller to grab a pen and a paper and start jotting information down. Because nobody else in the industry, from what I'm seeing, is even doing that.
Correct.
Where I want them to know the name of my company. I want them to know my name. I want them to have my phone number. So in our intro, and everyone in our office that's pitching a lead, good lead or bad lead, because we don't know until we qualify it. The very beginning of the phone call, they're getting them engaged, saying, "Can you grab a pen and paper real quick and jot all my information down?" So one, that's the intro.
Can you role play or say it?
Yeah. Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve. This is Eric with TLC Homebuyers. How you doing today?
Doing all right.
Awesome. Ray, I catch you at a good time?
I got a minute.
Awesome. So again, my name's Eric with TLC Homebuyers. Looks like your property was referred to us by one of our referral companies. They thought we'd be a good fit for one another. So what I'm going to do today, it's just real simple. Going to ask you a few questions about the property, see whether or not it qualifies to be put into our portfolio.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sure.
By the end of this phone call, Steve, I can promise you one of two things. We're either going to say, yes, it's approved and I'll have an offer, or I'm going to say it was disqualified and I'm going to have a reason.
Okay.
Okay? We can't buy every property, Steve. We come across a lot of them. So we are a little picky, and we pick and choose what we're going to bring into our portfolio. You grab a pen and paper real quick? I'm just going to have you jot some information down.
Yeah, I can grab one.
Cool. I go ahead, give them my first name, last name of the company, and then when we give them our phone number, we say, at the end of the phone number, we say, just so I know you have that right, can you repeat the phone number? Why do we do that? It's because you can remember my name. You can remember the name of the company. But when I give you the phone number, I know you didn't memorize that. So the reason I'm asking them to repeat that is to see if they're actually doing what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Or asking them to do. Are they really engaged with the conversation?
Right. Yeah, no, you can test to see if they're really serious.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, so that's the intro.
Intro,
What's step 2?
fact find.
All right.
Reason they're on the phone. So we have a rule in our office. It's the 10-minute rule. You can't terminate a lead unless you've been on the phone with them for 10 minutes. We get a lot of leads, but we don't get enough to where we can't spend 10 minutes with somebody.
Right.
So the fact find is, I see that you were looking to sell because you're done being a landlord, Steve.
How did you come across that information?
According to the referral company that you chatted with, that's what you told them. All of our leads come from a cold call company. So we have I'd say 50, 60% of the time, a motivation for it.
Got it.
So that's the reason I'm saying this.
Yeah.
So the reason I even bring up, looks like you're not wanting to be a landlord. So what we do is we bring up the fact, looks like you don't want to be a landlord anymore because it was in the reason, right? Mm-hmm. So we bring that up. We parlay that into a third-party story. Like, listen, the last 2 people that I helped out of their timeshare, very similar story. They had a granddaughter that had been living in the property. It's just showing that, hey, we've dealt with this. Real deal. We've dealt with this before. And then we come back to them to hopefully they'll open up of, it's not just I don't want to be a landlord. What's behind that? Mm-hmm. So what's the real pain? Why don't you want to be a landlord?
And I like the fact that you paused. You just waited.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's fact finding.
Fact find.
And then
from fact find, once they know who we are, we know who they are. We've gotten on common ground, right? We understand their situation a little bit more. Then from fact find to pitch, which pitch is where we talk about the house. Mm-hmm. I will ask if there's not if there's an asking price on our lead, I try not to bring it up. I want to hear what they say. And the reason I say that is I'm a firm believer that the hardest part about our job is the phone calls they got prior to them picking the phone up for me.
Oh, yeah.
And I know if I can put them through an experience they have not went through yet, a structured phone call, I already got a leg up on most of my competition.
Yeah.
So we go from intro, fact find, and then before we go into pitch, we try to get a price out of them. By this time, we've been on the phone with them for like 10 minutes or so. And it's, hey, Mr. Seller, in the event we can get to a number that makes sense for both of us, where do you think you would have to be? And then, it's none of your business. Completely understand. Usually I like to see where you're at for a price point. Ultimately, I'm going to go back and they're going to give me a number. This isn't like a traditional real estate transaction. I'm actually working with you, right? It's me and you against them in the back. So if you have a number, we can at least jot it down. I can kind of see where they're at. It's none of your business. I want you to give me an offer. Cool. I just let it go. Then we go into the house. What we do, again, we're trying to do what our competition isn't willing to do. And what do I mean by that? The questions they have answered 100 times over is, what's the age of your roof? What's the age of the AC? And what upgrades have you done?
Yeah.
They've answered it 100 times. So what we do is we start outside. Tell us a little bit about the neighborhood. Kid-friendly, house to the left of you, to the right of you, across the street. Are these rentals? Are they owner-occupied? How do you feel about your neighbors? You got the electrical lines hanging up in the, you on a double yellow line. So we're trying to get them to talk about the neighborhood. Is it kid-friendly? Any vacant homes? Obviously, we slide in the roof, AC, but we try to do that at the end. Because for us, it's, if they say it's heavy rental, let me put that into my system. I'm not sure that we're taking any more properties that are heavy rental markets. This is for a fix and flip. Because at the beginning, I said we're going to qualify your property. So we go into the whole pitch, and then we go inside the house. We use the line, if you get a $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 check, what would you spend it on? And then at the end of the pit, or at the end of the pitch for the house, we always put every seller on 2 holds. So it's, hey, appreciate giving me all the information. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to run back to the underwriters and see if where they're at. They're going to tell me one of 2 things. Yes, we'll take it, or no, we won't take it. So I'm either going to have a number for you or a reason. And so we put them on hold. Why do we put them on hold? We mute our phone, and they're going to have a conversation they wouldn't have with you on the phone.
Yeah.
Was your wife there? No, she's at work. As soon as you put them on hold, honey, get out here. They're getting ready to quote us. The wife's there. How much do you want for your house? I want to hear you first. You put them on hold. If they can give us 150, are we going to do the deal?
Yeah.
You got a number out of them.
Right.
So we go back. We start running our numbers, right? Do whatever you got to do for that. We do 2 3-minute holds. So they're on hold for a total of 6 minutes. Someone's sitting on hold for 6 minutes. they're interested.
They're committed.
They're committed.
Yeah.
If they've grabbed a pen and paper, they wrote all your information down, they can repeat a phone number, they sit on hold for 6 minutes, I have a motivated seller on the phone.
Right.
So we put them on hold. We come back. They're interested. We don't even say they're interested. Say, I don't have good news or bad news. They actually have more questions about the property.
Mm-hmm.
So we always ask the same 3 questions. You save 3 questions in your pocket, right? So you can pull them out. What are they? Foundation, AC, windows. That's 3. They say, let's say the house is 1985, and you ask about the windows. Are they original? And you come up. This is on your coming back from your first hold, and they say windows are original. I don't know. Let me put that in the system.
Mm-hmm.
So you start typing, right? They can hear your fingers type. I'm just letting them know in the back office. So then we say, is there anything else that you think they should know? No. All right, boom. Put them on another hold. You sit there for 3 minutes and listen. And the holds are because you're going to be a fly on the wall they don't know is there.
Mm-hmm.
The holds have been so powerful for us where, and this is just one instance, right? Where I had them on hold. What I was going to offer them on the second hold, the wife and husband were praying for a number that was $30,000 less than I was going to quote.
Yeah.
So the second hold, I made 30 additional $1,000. So we get back on. Congratulations. It's the first property they've approved for me all week or all month or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we sell the sizzle, not the steak.
All right.
So it's Hollywood every time. It's action. So, and then what we do, and I'm giving a lot of free game out here right now, so I usually charge for this stuff, is every property that we get approved, we say, hey, I want you to grab your pen and paper real quick because they've given me a virtual withdrawal number.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, what's a virtual withdrawal number? They've already moved the funds to another account for you. So it's attached to this number. What we do is we can use that for urgency in the end of, hey, if they say no, let me think about it, whatever. Because then now we're into the close.
Mm-hmm.
It's, well, listen, I'm one of 15 acquisition managers on the phone. When they approve an offer, these funds are sitting here and it is attached to this virtual withdrawal number. So if you got to think about it, should I just tell the underwriters to push that money back? That way the company can have access to it again. And you get to gauge their level of interest.
Yeah.
So, and then listen, it's either yes or no, and then follow up and all that. So, and I will tell you, Steve, that is the script that I came up with.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. It's an amazing script. So